All right, good morning, folks. You can see the frost on my breath here this morning. It's Luke from Belding Hill Farms, Farmer Luke, and I'm happy to have you with me here this morning. This will give everyone quite an insight into what it's like to be a farmer on these cold days. So we're going through a stretch of weather right now that is, we're like minus 25 Celsius. And that's cold. And on these mornings, the chicken barn chores are just torturous. They're terrible. So these guys here have already muddied up their water, mainly because you can't see it. Sorry. These guys have already muddied up their water. Can't even see it, but this duck here, he's got a wounded wing. He got rehomed here. A friend of Jill's found him, and she was worried he wasn't going to make the winter, so he's been brought into her chicken barn to try to save him. And anyways, but he likes to jump right in their dish, so that gets everything very, very gross. But this is the state of the rest of the chicken water dishes. And normally I would just take and knock them out and they come out easily. Right now they do not. So I've actually got this sledgehammer, and that's how I have to actually get that out, and it doesn't come out as good as it should. It just comes out. So I'll turn this on and I'll focus it over here. You can kind of see what it's like for me to beat a couple of these out. Everything in this weather is just more of a challenge. Let's see if that's looking where, not really. That kind of is. Yes, my hands are frozen. But also a lot of these tasks, it's really hard to keep your gloves on to do them. So, Right there, now my microphone is on. So, I literally have to take the sledgehammer and try to smash all that ice out of there. And in the end, I just have to accept it not being perfect, because it just isn't going to be perfect. So, see, most of the rest of the year, or not yesteryear, most of the rest of the winter, when it's not this cold, these will be frozen, but like underneath there'll still be water. And these ones are just completely frozen. So let's see how this one did. Yeah, it did sort of something. Not really perfect by any means. You can still see all the kind of crap in it. So I'll try again to get a little more out. And I have to do this for 20 dishes. And when it's this cold, I might have to do it a couple of times in a day. Because like I say, really, other than these really frigid days, usually I can put this in and they'll be able to still find a little bit of water by just kind of picking a little hole through. But in this weather, that doesn't really work. Sorry, bud, gotta take that from you. So, get some in here for you ladies. Ladies and one gentleman. Well, don't stand in it, girls. Yeah, and then trying to latch these little latches with my big gloves on, is near impossible. That's why I have to keep taking my gloves on and off, which is really quite a nuisance. And normally, if I knock the ice out, if I can do it in a sensible way, I can knock it out and just dump it into this bucket. But because it's so frozen today and having to use that sledgehammer, then it's all over the floor, and then I gotta clean it up. Normally, I would go outside if I had to do that and knock it out on the ground, but it's just so bloody cold, I don't want to be out there. But I also don't want to do this, so I don't know. I may have to go outside to do the rest. On shore. And you might as well forget about eggs in this weather. I found 2 eggs this morning, and they were both cracked. So let's see here now. So now I gotta see. I'll see if this will work here. Let me just see. Okay. Let me see if any of this works. This is my freezer that I keep my feed in. But now, what I'm going to do, and another job that I have to have my gloves off for, and this job would be easier had I brought my glasses out here. I got to open up some of these bags of feed. I'll have to do a whole other video showing you how I do this someday, because it is quite a deal. I made that look easy that time, but there's lots of times that goes way worse than that. So I'm still trying to find my mojo to be able to show you what I do without having you on the video for 60 minutes. So I'm trying to think where I could put you so that you could kind of see what I was doing here. Where could I put you? Well, maybe I could put you. Maybe I could put you up here. Let me see how. Oops. Let me see here. Let me see how that would work. Oh. One of my roosters ran out. And I don't need that because he'll be in a big fight with someone. Okay, well, there. So, I'll get you set up, and then I'll come grab this bag of feed that I just opened. These feed bags are 55 pounds. So, one nice thing about these feeders that I built out of the PVC pipe is that they will hold about 2 or 3 days worth of feed usually. So it means that feeding doesn't have to be part of my everyday chore list in this barn, which is nice because on a morning that I'm busy and have something else, I can come in, give water, and not have to do the feed every day. So it is a nice feature. Alright folks, I think I've probably kept you long enough, and my little hands are freezing. Imagine, whether you can see it or not, that I probably got ice. Yeah, I have ice in my mustache and my beard from my breath freezing. So Farmer Luke's going to sign out. I really appreciate you guys subscribing to our channel and watching our videos, and I hope you're enjoying them. If you have any more video ideas of what you'd like to see, I'd love to hear them, and at the same time, love to hear on here whether you enjoy the raw type of content. I'd love to have you have a comment on there. Let me know if where you're watching from, and just any of that stuff. We just love to generally hear from anyone that follows us, and we appreciate you. Have a great day. Farmer Luke signing out from Belding Hill Farms. See you folks.